Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is the second video in my how to stealth series. Now the first video was obviously very sarcastic and just riddled with jokes everywhere, and this one is not quite that, because finally we have a stealth system in Assassin's Creed that actually works, both mechanically and in terms of it just not being broken. So now that we actually have a functional stealth system in Assassin's Creed for the first time in forever, let's go over how you should play in stealth. So this is supposed to be just a basic tips and tricks video about what you should do in stealth and how you can use your tools, what skills you should be aiming for, stuff like that. So yeah, I'll stop wasting more of your time, but I would say, like the video and also subscribe to the channel. That all helps. Yeah, let's get on with the actual video now.
So first and foremost, I want to go over the key bindings that I have, which honestly are very important in this game, because in my opinion the default key bindings, they are too similar to Valhalla and they just don't lend themselves to a stealth game. So what I did was free run up. Obviously this is this is something I didn't change, but I immediately changed sprint to RT, because it just helps so much, because you are sprinting and you have that level of control on it. So this absolutely you should do. Now the next change happens here. Now usually you would know that pickpocket is Y, it's not A. Now the reason why I changed it to A is because honestly, while you are walking around as like you would for pickpocketing, you don't really press A. You press A to start climbing. So that's why I used pickpocket as A. Now I know it says it conflicts with free run up, but honestly never once has it conflicted for me. And by doing this, now I can assign Y to assassinate, which is very important. Now the reason why it's important is because your light attack is essentially by default, your light attack and your assassinate are the same button, exactly like it is in Valhalla. Now what I usually do is I just spam the assassinate, and I can't do that because if it's just light attack, Basim will start attacking if he's not in range. But the range is so liberal that you can actually trigger it a little bit farther back, and so why not do that? And that is why my personal recommendation is to immediately change the assassinate to a Y or any other button that you want to. It's just that Y worked out really well for me. Now it says that it is conflicting with kickback, but honestly kickback only occurs after you parry someone, like it's a skill. Kickback occurs after you parry someone, and if you are parrying someone, you are in combat, so you cannot conflict with assassinate because you can't assassinate in combat. And if you can assassinate in combat if you are inside a smoke cloud, but when you're inside a smoke cloud, no one is attacking you, so you can't kick back anyone. So these two absolutely do not conflict at all, even though the controls say that they conflict. Yeah, so other than that, there are absolutely no conflicts, and even the pickpocket, which is conflicting essentially with the free run up, it has never once conflicted for me, so it's just fine. Now we need to talk about the skills you should be aiming for. Now in this one, there are a few skills that I will talk about that you should aim for early and mid game. Let's start with the skills you should aim for in early game. Now this is a very obvious one, extra tool capacity 1. Now the rest of the two, as I said, I unlocked the noisemaker and then the trap, and you can or cannot unlock them. Like mid game you should have these two at least. That would be my suggestion. But early game, just make sure that you unlock this tool, and so that you will have at least the knives, the blow dart and the bombs and the smoke bombs. So that would essentially carry you through most of your game without any problems. Another skill you should be aiming for is this one. Now this is called the knife recovery skill, and it allows you to retrieve knives from the enemy corpses. Now why is this necessary? It's because Mirage isn't really generous with the money it gives you, and so if you keep buying knives, that will mean you have less money for your other tools. So the way I see it is you save money by simply looting the knife that you are using on the enemies, and don't worry, even if you use 2 knives to kill an enemy, you can get both of those back. So by having this tool, you don't need to buy knives as much, and because knives are the tools you will be using the most, in my opinion, this will give you more options. So when you actually use the other tools, you can stock up on the other tools while not wasting your money on knives. You still will need to buy knives because interacting with the environment, breaking a breakable object with your knife, or breaking alarm bell or a trap somewhere, all of those will require knives and all of those will consume knives. So you still will need to buy knives, it just saves you a little bit of money, and in my opinion that's a good thing. Now another thing that you need to aim for early in the game is the chain assassination. Again, this is absolutely necessary as it allows you to take just one more enemy slightly farther away, or if the enemy is closer, you will actually just use your hidden blade to take out the next enemy as well. So chain assassination in the game works very well, but if you want to go undetected and you have two enemies close together, I wouldn't use the chain assassination because the game doesn't really make clear what the detection rule for that is, and I have been detected. Even though I pulled off a chain assassination, I still got in the detected state because the enemy knew where I was. Now the option for that, if there are two enemies close together and you don't want to get detected, the good option for that is take out one with your knife and the second with your melee. Like get close, get in melee range and take out the one guy with knife and the second with a melee. And of course you can use your blow darts, you can use your smoke bombs, you can use the tools any way you want. It's just one of the solutions. Now another skill that I would say that you need is one of the skills I was talking about in the previous one, which is this one. As this engineer one, this will allow you to select a second tier 1 upgrade. Now the first tier 1 upgrade, once again, you should go for the extra capacity. Because, I am a broken record now, but the more you have, the more you can use. Now the other effects are also not bad and you definitely need those. And so that's what I did. And so this engineer tool is actually pretty good, and since you will be in this branch, especially with knife recovery, this means that this costs 8 more skill points and you should definitely aim for this.
Alright, so now that you know about the keybinds and the skills you should be aiming for, now let's talk about the tools and in general the way you should be approaching stealth. Now I'm just going to talk about the tools in a very basic terms. I'm going to show you the tools that I'm using here. And this is very basic and rudimentary. There are many other ways you can use the tools. This is just the most common ways to use them, and so this will help you understand the system better and experiment more with the system. So that said, let's get on with the actual, stealth clip. So now of course this is something I actually recorded, and I'll walk you through this. So of course first we begin off with an air assassination as I go into the compound. It doesn't quite work, the animation is desynced, and once again you will see the animation is desynced. Valhalla stuff, nothing I can do about that. And now the important thing begins here. This is where I'll make my first pause. Now as you can see, there are 1, 2, 3 guards here. This guy is looking here, this guy is doing something, I don't know what, and this guy is patrolling this area. But there is a secret 4th guard here somewhere. I don't know if you can see the cursor on your screen, but here somewhere is our secret 4th guard. Now, I don't want that guard to spot me. I know that guard is going to be alerted the moment I try to take out these two. And if I try to take out this guy first, this guy will notice me. So what I will do quickly here is take out this guy with a blowpipe. And then I'm going to aim with my knife into this bag. So now what this bag does essentially is if you aim your throwing knife into a bag like this, it creates a smoke cloud as you can see here. So it will create that smoke over there. Essentially it's dust, but it works the same way. And so now these two are incapacitated and we can take them out. So I do a quick air assassination here, and then again I take out the other guy as well. It's very easy. Now, as I said, there was a guard there, so I quickly changed my camera because I already know there's a guard there. And as you can see, he's climbing the ladder now. So I quickly get into cover. I'm just hugging the wall here so that he doesn't see me. And since I'm in cover, I can just do a cover assassination. And it's easy. It's very, very easy. And now let's move on from that. And so now, of course, this guy is still asleep and we'll get to him. And we just about got here in time as he is now getting awake. So we take him out and then we go after the brute. And here is where I planned my move. Now I know this guy is patrolling from this point to around this area. So if I get him around this area, if I get him here, these people won't look at me. But if I get him here, they will react to his body. And that's what they do. So he falls, they react, and now suddenly he's looking here and I immediately get into the bush. But I need to get to that bush. And it's very easy to do because these three can't look at me. There are three guards here who can't see me. The only guard who can see me is this brute. And angles in this game are very important. So to break the line of sight, what I do is I quickly go from this corner, and obviously now he can't see me that well because there's a haystack in between. I do a roll straight into cover. So now I got from one cover to other without these four realizing I was ever there. And now we use the trap. Now this is not the final form of the trap, and this is not, I generally just don't use traps. I'm just using it here to show you what traps do. And so now that guard didn't react to the noise bomb because it was a bit far away. This time I'm going to demonstrate it a little bit closer so that now I can attract a lot more guards this way. So that happens. The mine detonates and does basically nothing because I haven't put any upgrades into it. And so now the idea is to use a smoke bomb, but it didn't quite work out for me because they were investigating the sounds and they somehow all went the other way. So I detonate yet another noise bomb so that they move this way. And then I want to use a smoke bomb, but I kind of missed the timing, but it's fine. I still get two of them. I'm still blended in. So one of the important things to note is that the outline around your character, if your character has a white halo effect, that means you are blended in and no one can detect you, as long as you have this halo. Now, I personally don't like this because at this point I've been playing Assassin's Creed for, well, ever since Assassin's Creed was a thing. So I know what blending it in feels like. I am fine with that. I can rely on my own eyes to know that I am blended in. So Ubisoft, if you are watching this, please let us remove this thing. So just, yeah, that's what I want to say. And anyway, so the point is I'm blended in here. I take out the other guard, and as you can see, I'm still in the range of the smoke, even though logically anyone watching me right now, like from this angle, from here, maybe they won't be able to detect me from this line of sight, but this guy, if he turns, he should be able to see me. This guy, those guys over there, if they turn, they should be able to see me, but the game works in a way where they can't. And so you can use that to your advantage. So as you can see, while I was getting out of the blend, I just did a roll. So since I'm in the roll, I am still not visible to them. And the moment I actually lose it here, as you can see, the halo is now going away, I am already at a cover. So for just a millisecond or something, I was actually out of the blending area. And of course, I finish it off with throwing a knife to the last guy's head. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's how you can use all your tools. You can use your knife to interact with the environment. Of course, chain assassination is a way you can use your knives. You can use noisemakers to bring people or gather people into one area. So this is how generally you can use your tools in stealth. So if this helped you out, do let me know down in the comments below. If you have any other queries, or if you want me to make a video about more advanced uses of all the tools that are available to us, again, let me know in the comments down below. And of course, like the video and subscribe to the channel because there are more videos coming. All that said, I will leave you guys in peace.